because I do want you to take these and learn, okay? All right, the sum of interior angles of a four-sided shape is always 360 degrees. A mark for each one of these guys. If a transversal crosses two lines and the alternate interior angles are congruent, then the two lines are parallel, yes. True or false? If vertically opposite angles are congruent, then the two lines connected by a transversal are parallel. That's false. And this is why. Like if you have, I know it's bad sketching, but if you can prove that this angle is the same as this one, right? It doesn't tell us anything about this line being parallel to that line. So I remember telling you, like the vertically opposite, the sum of triangle, the sum of four-sided, this is not four-sided, that is four-sided, and straight angle, all of those cannot be used to prove lines are parallel. Okay, so that's a false. A line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points is called a transversal. And you had lots of hints here, right? That came up already before. True or false? If two lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are always congruent. True. Yeah. If consecutive interior angles are supplementary, then the two lines connected by a transversal are parallel. True. Yeah. See, those four, if I mention any of those four, right, CIAs, alternate interior, alternate exterior, and corresponding, those are used to show whether or not lines are parallel, and we know stuff about them. Right, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already, right, for that one, for the first part. So that's 6. And then P and Y are consecutive interior. We don't know if they most definitely don't add up to 180, right? They don't look parallel at all, but they're still called consecutive interior. T and M, TM vertically opposite, MN, they would be corresponding. MQ, they would be consecutive interior. NT, alternate interior. RT, where is R? There, R, and T would be alternate exterior, right? Because this is a transversal, and so alternate exterior angles, okay? So it didn't have to be pretty, as long as you kind of let me know that that's what the name is. So that's also out of 6, okay? All right, here, solve for X, then the values of B, C, and so forth. So first of all, we see parallel. These two are parallel, and they're connected by that transversal. We know that these are CIAs, and we know in this case that they add up to 180 because of them being parallel. So in this case, you would have to go and add, right, this whole angle plus that angle, and you know that that adds up to 180. 9x and 5x is 14x plus 12 is equal to 180. I would say at this point, I would already give you 1 mark if you have it cleaned up to that point. If you have it that it adds up to 180 and you clean it up, you get 1 mark for that. And then we will subtract 12 from both sides. That's 14x is equal to 168. And then divide both sides by 14. X is equal to 12 degrees. Okay, so you would get another mark for this part right here for cleaning it up. Today I'm being generous, so that's going to change the total for sure. So you've got X, and we can actually plug this in. It's asking for B and C. It's asking for these two, but we know that these two are the same and these two are the same because it's a parallelogram. I don't know if you caught that. So 9x, 9 times 12 plus 12 is going to be 120. So angle C is 120, and angle B is the same as this one. You know it's going to be 60, right? Because if this is 120, this has to be 60. But if you didn't catch that, you'll catch it now, right? So angle B is 60. So I don't care how you got it. as long as you have that. So we'll give these both half a mark, because they're basically all hinged on what x was, right? So 1, 2, 3. And let's say you didn't, whatever I just did here is like, what, that was a little too fast. If you know this is 120, you should know that this is 60, because there are parallel lines here too, connected by this transversal. So these are also CIAs. Morning. Meet me. Okay.
Very last minute, but I need a recommendation.
Grade 12. All right. So we have what, 6 and 6 and another 3. That gives us 15 for this page. 15 for this page. And then we'll go backside. And here it is again, right? Lots of things, lots of lines crossing. But focus on things that are touching the angle. That, like, if there's a number, focus on what's touching it if possible. Those are the easiest ones to do. So maybe let's do angle D first. It doesn't matter, as whichever one you did. But you do know that this is going to be 96, right? This is going to be 96 here. And so I'll just go 96. And I used straight angles equal to 180. Obviously, if you started elsewhere, so today I'm just going to honestly, if you get the number right, you get the mark. If you have some sort of explanation, you get the mark. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe, I see that 58 is over here. There's the parallel line there, and then I focus on this transversal right here. I notice that that angle and this is what? Alternate exterior. So maybe I'll do that next. So this is 58 because alternate exterior angles are congruent. And I missed A actually. That was probably, most of you maybe caught that right away. Maybe that's your first one. No problem. That's 58 here, right? Vertically opposite. So 58 degrees vertically opposite. Angles are also congruent. And now I'm going to focus on the triangles. Like B, for example, I can use this triangle here to figure out B. So that's going to be 4. Sum of triangles equal to 180. To be honest, I would say it's a good idea to show me what you're subtracting, just to make sure that if you get it wrong for whatever reason, it happens, I can tell that you know what you're doing. That's usually just a half mark deduction in my books, okay? That's 49. This is 49. And I get it, okay? If you got A wrong, obviously B is going to be wrong. So that's even more of a reason to show me what you're subtracting so that I can kind of trace it back and I won't keep penalizing you every time you get it wrong. You know what I mean? C, if you said 84, that's not right. 84, right? This angle is alternate interior to this whole thing here, so you'd have to go 84 minus 49 to get that one. What did you, maybe some of you found this one, right? Because you can bring the 49 here because of alternate interior, and then you do sum of triangle all over again. Okay, sure. So that's 180 minus 96 minus 49. And so C is 35. 35 degrees. So that's the order in which I completed this. So normally I go half and half, half and half. So it's 1 mark per row. So that's 5 there. So I would still say if it's wrong, go X, right? But then I won't necessarily take off as many if it's based on a mistake you did at the very beginning. But a lot of the angles should be like D should have been a slam dunk. A should have also been a slam dunk, right? Because they're touching. So you can just use vertically opposite or whatever. Next 5. For each of the following, explain or justify why the following statements would be true. AB being parallel to CD. Let's focus on those two first. Is this one parallel to this one? And yes, because I'll use the fact that alternate exterior angles are congruent. So all you'd have to say is yes, alternate exterior angles are congruent. Or you could say, I actually prefer yes, they're parallel, even though that was the question. We're answering that question. So yes, they are parallel because alternate exterior angles are congruent. In this case, that's all you could use, right? That's all, like I made it obvious. Is CD parallel to EF, right? Is this line right here parallel to that one? And again, yes, because corresponding angles are congruent. So yes, corresponding angles are equal. That's why I gave, so I'll maybe just do this here. And I'll do this here. Okay. Is line AB parallel to CD here? You have to do a little bit of work because you don't have anything at first glance. So when you're trying to show, use like sum of triangle, vertically opposite, straight angle, use those ones. So angle A is going to be 180 minus 59 minus 64. And that would be 57. Yeah, angle A is 57. I would definitely say you get a mark for the 57, right? And you put that in here. And then you realize, oh, these are the same and they are corresponding. So you would say yes, right, parallel, because corresponding angles are congruent. They're equal to each other. Right, this one is congruent to that one. So I use the sum of triangle to find that one, and then I saw, oh, wait a minute, they are the same, and also I have a name for them. They're corresponding. So that's how you answer that one. So this would be 4 marks. So 1 mark for doing the extra work and 1 mark for your justification. So obviously if you got, for example, by mistake, you get 58 and you put 58 down, you lose the probably just half a mark if you show me work. And then I would expect you to say, no, they're not, because corresponding angles are not congruent. All right, so you got to be consistent with your answer, and you'd be surprised how many marks you can still score if you're consistent. Okay, show me work. It usually pays off. Okay, so 5 and 4, that's 9 for this back side, right? 9 marks for the back, 15 for the front. That would put us at a total of 24. So we cross off the 30 and just make it out of 24. And make sure your first and last name is on there. And we'll collect it.